This is fat and spicy.
Fat and spicy, motherfucker.
Fat and spicy.
It's another fat and spicy.
So you want me to say fat and spicy? Fuck that. I'm out here.
Fuck fat and spicy.
Dude, we're mega superstars, bro.
To the old lady I cut off at the light, I am sorry, but you were too slow.
Have you seen Werewolf Labs, man?
One of my captains, he was like, Sheriff, we seen a werewolf. I thought he was crazy. What werewolf you talking about? And then he started acting crazy a little bit. You know what? I think you're 5150. I'm gonna put you on administrative leave. You go to the hospital.
Sounds like you've been smelling what we've been smoking.
Look, if there's a mayor, I want to be at.
Right?
Hey,
I know.
bring me for mayor.
Eating nothing but roaches and, mind you, fingers. I just love fingers.
Chicken fingers?
No, homeless people's fingers.
Are you still messing around with women who are taken?
All right.
Oh my God! Say it ain't so. The viewers are in awe.
Okay, but you know what? Everybody has a past.
Question for Josh. How did you learn to be a developer for 5M, and how would you recommend a beginner starting?
I've got a background in the IT space for a long time. There were a lot of things that I could kind of grasp, like coding and stuff, but I'm not deep in certain areas as I would like to be. But I would say, the best way to start anything in life, doesn't matter what it is to just jump headfirst into it.
What is roleplay?
It's a place where I can escape personal trouble that I have going on in my real life. I come here and I RP because it's a place that I can come and be somebody other than myself, other than the guy that gets up and goes to work every morning.
For me, it's a place where I can come build characters outside of ourselves, try to promote interactions with other people. What I do love is when people take the time to turn around and have interactions, meaningful interactions. You know, even if it's just a few words, those few words can mean a lot.
This is Fat and Spicy, the podcast brought to you in city, out of city. I'm Fat.
And I'm Spicy.
And this is the Fat and Spicy Show. I hope you brought one for me, bro.
I didn't bring anything for you.
What do you mean? What are
All-
you
all
wearing?
you-
Are you wearing Jordans?
What's wrong with you?
It's
You're just
about
picking on
time.
me all day. Before we get to the studio, you complain about my clothes. Now my shoes. What's next?
It's not even the 4th of July. I just wondered what the whole stars and stripes was about.
I found some stars on my pants. Or some pants with some stars on them. So I threw it on. I'm like, well, look at this shirt. I like cough syrup. So I put the shirt on. And then you got to have shoes to match the shirt. And then the hat's got to match the shirt and the pants. So here I am.
You've been standing outside in the sun, haven't you? It's baked your head.
Well, my head, my head's been baked for a long time, broski.
Guys, we're back. Another episode of the best podcast around.
Is
This
it?
is Fat. Yeah, of course it is. Come on now. You know it is. Do you know
I
of any
know.
other podcast?
I
Name
don't
one.
listen to anything but this.
That's sorry. That's horrible. Why would you say that?
There's that one guy, the bald-headed guy, that's always talking.
Speaking of bald people, don't look at the baldy to our left. That's freaking me out. Loz,
What are
did
you
you do
talking
something new with your hair?
I mean, I think you're just drunk, man, because I
Yeah.
definitely have this nice purple.
I'm pretty sure everybody else sees what I see, and it's creepy.
Here we go,
Yeah.
Laws. He's in a mood today. Gonna be
I'm
one of
joking,
those
guys.
shows, huh?
What do you mean? What are you talking about? Conspiracy?
What am I talking about? No, you in an attitude. Usually it's me with an attitude. You're going hard today, bro.
No. Don't forget to tell the people what we're doing today.
What do you mean? We're doing the podcast, man. Jeez. Are you okay?
Well, what episode are we on?
I'm just kidding. Hey guys, welcome to the Fat and Spicy Show. It's season 7, episode 3. We're taking it to the streets at 17th Street RP. We've got Nathan Scott and Miss Stormy joining us. We'll get to them in a little bit. But first, how's your week been, man? Did you stare at the sun? Did you see the eclipse?
I tried to, but I missed it.
You missed it?
Yeah, I couldn't see it.
How full was it over there? Like,
honestly, it wasn't that. I didn't get a good view, so
yeah,
I didn't get any radiation, so I didn't turn into the Hulk. I was hoping I would get some superpowers or something, but the only
here in
thing I got
Northern
was my
California, you
headache.
get nothing. Yeah.
That was
So you
about it,
always
you
have a
know.
headache.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, man, this sucks.
Oh, I had a massive headache too during that. Like, I had a huge
Really?
migraine. Yeah, and I was. in
Yeah, a lot of
bed.
people did. It was crazy,
What?
right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was
No.
in bed
If you
and
look it up, if you look up the reports, there's a lot of people that were complaining about headaches.
yeah, I had a
That's
massive
crazy.
headache and
After,
I couldn't get out
yep.
of bed.
And it was the people that did you go outside though and try to look at it?
Nope, I even go outside at all that day. I couldn't even get
Did
out
you know
of
the
bed.
old, the ancient, like the old, I don't know if it was the Mayans or the Aztec, one of them, they would actually hide inside. They wouldn't actually go out there.
Dude, the Chinese thought it was the dragon eating the sun.
Oh. So the
And
thing
then
they
they
said was the sun god was mad or something, and they would go in.
all kinds of there was a Columbus. He, back in with the Columbus days, they were pretty good with astronomy. And when they came to the Americas, they would actually use that knowledge to get their way because they knew how to predict the solar eclipses. So if you don't do this, I'm going to make the sun god angry. Your sun's going to go away. And sure as shit, it did.
That's
Science.
good. That's good. You imagine knowing what you know now, going back in the day. You want it to rain? You just see the clouds coming in. What's
Bro,
that like?
knowing what you know now, going back then, they would have put you to death instantly as a witch or a wizard.
Knowing what I know now, I don't think I would have got very far. I'm not one of those people that would be capable of like making a grain entrance back in the day. They're like, well, what would I do with my extensive knowledge of SpongeBob? Quotes.
Well, that's a good question though. So, like with me, right? If somehow a black hole or whatever opened up and we're magically transported to the past, like say English days with castles and shit, right? I don't know what year. What would you do? I know I could cook. I could always cook.
Yeah, that's true. So you could cook.
Cooking techniques don't change. But what about
that's
you?
a good question. That's a good question. We're going to get right back to that as soon as we get done with this intro because I am Fat.
And I'm Anson. Spicy.
And on Mondays, you can call me Jacob, and you can call him Anson. And this is the
Yeah,
Fat
yeah.
and Spicy Show, guys. Come on now. And we're back again. We are in 17th Street, guys. I don't know what happened through 1 through 16, but obviously they didn't work out. This is the 17th version, I'm assuming.
That's crazy.
But no, we're gonna be diving in, guys, and I love it. I love the fact that we get to sit down with different servers and then talk about what they do differently and answer the questions, guys. So if you got those questions, put them up there, laws. Get them those links for that Discord, guys. If you want to join in and be the next guest on the Fat and Spicy Show, we love to have you. But if you have questions, guys, and you want those answers, please, by all means, put it in the chat. Let us know if you want to ask me your spicy question, or if you want to ask one of our lovely guests here a question about the server. Put it in there. But yeah, back to that question. You said if I got transported into the past, into the past, what could I offer? I'd be a jester, be comedic relief.
You
That's
know,
what I
with
would be.
with your creativity and your storytelling and what I've seen you do in other cities with your RP,
Oh yeah,
I could absolutely see you as like a bard type, like a wandering minstrel of sorts. I don't know if you can sing. You can sing. I've heard you karaoke.
I think
I could
somebody
see you
ordered a
doing that.
prime steak.
Oh shoot, Jake, man, thank you so much.
Is that is it Jake Manny or Jake Man Y?
I think it's Manny.
Manny.
But he said since he used his Prime sub, he'd
Or
like to
is
ask a
it
question for everybody to answer.
or is it Jake Mini?
Manny. Like that, Jake. You can ask whatever question you want, even without the Prime sub. We appreciate it though, and
We do
Spicy's gonna
appreciate
have
it,
that
bud.
steak coming out for you in just a second.
Medium rare, babe.
But yeah, ask away, ask away. Yeah, no, I definitely, I would be the cause of a lot of folklore. A lot of wise, wild tales. That weren't true at all. What I would
That
spin
weren't
them
true.
into.
History books
Yeah,
are
no,
filled with crap.
yeah, you just be nonsense. You'd be like, what? What the heck is a
Chinese built
flippin'?
the Great Wall to keep their
Yeah,
dogs in.
yeah, exactly. They did the great lava flood of the Pacific Ocean into the Wild Keys. I'm like, what are they talking about?
What the fuck are you talking about?
Exactly.
Well, dude, I know. Let's see what this says. What are everybody's opinion on Pablo Smith?
Pablo Smith. Everyone needs to say their opinion, please.
Let me just
Pablo
leave this.
Smith. Let me
Fill us
let,
in,
let me
Pasty.
let me give my opinion on Pablo Smith. He's a menace. He needs to be stopped. With a name like that, that's ridiculous.
So unfortunately, I don't know what a Pablo Smith is.
I mean,
Is it?
I've heard of Smiths, and I know a guy named Pablo. Neither one of them are good. So you put them together.
Pablo Smith. Who is Pablo Smith, Jake? If you could put a description or a link to something in the chat, I'd appreciate that so I could look it up. Or is
Why
it
don't
a
we
character
ask? Why don't we
in
ask?
this
Why don't we
city?
take the time to introduce our guests, and they can answer who Pablo Smith is for us?
Oh, that's a good idea. Well, to my right, I've got none other than one of our city admins, Mr. Nathan Scott. Welcome to the show, Nathan.
Yeah, glad to be here, guys.
To my left, we have none other than one of the, or is it the main business coordinator, or is it one of the?
Main.
The main, the one, the only, the legend herself, Stormy.
Hey, welcome to the show, Stormy.
Glad to be here.
So yeah, we'll start with Nathaniel over here. Who is Pablo Smith to you? How many
Pablo
times have
Smith?
you sold him drugs?
How
Me
many times has he
personally,
sold you
no.
drugs?
Allegedly.
Now, he didn't sell me drugs to me directly, nor I to him, due to the fact that I'm also like the former chief of police in the city. So, these things kind of don't add up. But let's say that I was the guy that arrested him quite a few times.
Many times.
Many
times. He's a repeat offender.
Mm-hmm.
You can say that.
Doesn't learn his lesson.
Nope.
I tried to
But now-
teach him.
Is he still on the loose?
At the moment, I think
Unfortunately.
he's like, he's not on the loose that much right now. Like, not at all.
He's
Yeah,
cleaned up
we
his act.
contained him. Yeah, he cleaned up his act.
You tamed him. That's crazy. It happened.
Contained him. I basically contained, the
contained him.
craziness in him. Yeah.
Now there's a part of that question that we haven't answered yet, though. Is he a good-looking dude? As Jake says in the chat, he's the best-looking guy in 17th Street RP.
Now, here you should ask Stormy about that, not me.
Yeah, let's
I know you
ask Stormy what she thinks about
What up, Stormy? Do you like the cut of his jib?
Oh, that's crazy. I mean, I'd have to say that's cap.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, you heard it here first in the Fat and Spicy show. Jake is an ugly mongrel.
That's horrible. I heard blind chicks even think he's ugly.
I'm black. I'm black.
I don't know what to do with you, man. That was good though. That was good.
Great.
Oh my god, that's crazy. So, I mean, do you have a lot of unique characters here?
Who was that question for?
Anybody,
Whoever. Yeah, just take off.
Nathan, go ahead.
Yeah, let me go ahead.
Nathan, would you consider
unique
yourself a
characters.
unique character?
Well, I do have like two characters. You know, one of the characters, the one I'm with right now, who is actually the acting governor of the city and like the commissioner of police.
And your other character, who is a dancer at the Vanilla Unicorn, right?
Unfortunately, no. Like I would like to try that one day. You know, like Bahama Mama type of stuff, but you know, like unfortunately, I don't have the time to do that right now.
Let me get my ones ready.
Yeah, make it rain for me, please. Once I do it. But yeah, like me as a character, you know, like Nathan as a character, he's the type of guy that's you know, he's cocky, he's a bit nerdy, but also just but fair people. And sometimes might be a bit nice, you know, in order to use that information into his own advantage.
Okay.
But you know, that's what the chief of police does, I guess. You know, otherwise, how are you going to know
does he not
all
remind me of
criminals around the
Yusuf?
city?
You know, he absolutely reminds me of Yusuf, 100%, dude.
I would like to get him and Yusuf in the same room.
Oh no! Actually, that would be a good interview.
Right?
Two former chiefs of police. Just squaring off.
I think. Do you have more of a comedic approach to your RP, or are you more? Is that character more serious?
Nathan is serious. Like my other soul, he's like a more on the crime side of things. But you know, with him, I do have fun, and I do have a lot of fun with PD. Like PD know me, and even though they have to catch me, like, but then their experience is always nice, you know, because I'm either dressed like an animal or some stuff, or I'm serious with, you know, if I have to do like serious crime shit.
Okay.
Right
on.
Like supplying the city.
Nope.
Oh, go ahead. You supply the city. What now?
No, like my other soul, he's like the type of guy that right now he's helping out the criminal underworld of the city, you know, become a bit more geared up and maybe have a fighting chance against the police force of this 17.
Oh, so he's like the Godfather.
Yeah, like I'm Nicolas Cage of the city at the moment.
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage. I love that. I love that.
Wait, Nicolas Cage from which role? Which role? Which role?
Oh,
Is it still in the Declaration of Independence? National Treasure role?
No, what was that film that he started on that he was like this arms dealer and stuff like that?
Kick Ass.
Lord of War.
Lord of War, exactly. Lord of War. Yeah.
Good film.
He was Big Daddy.
Yeah, he was the Big Daddy.
Kick-Ass was definitely Big Daddy.
And what about you, Stormy?
Me, I have many different souls, but my main one is Stormy. She's very independent and quirky and can sometimes be very rude to people, but in the end, a lot of people love her. No, she doesn't. She sucks at using a gun. She very much sucks at using a gun. Anyone
prefers to stab people up close.
She does though. She does. She stabs people.
It's crazy.
Very
You
good
can
with
just
a
read
knife.
it. You know, you can read these people.
She loves to come to my cousin. She loves to come to my crime soul just to say, "I will stab you."
Yes, she's very stabby. You know.
Oh my goodness.
We love stabbing over this way.
We love stabbing over this way. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. That's the
Allegedly,
best line of the
allegedly,
day.
right? That's what we're
Allegedly,
talking
you
about.
know,
Yeah.
if the cops ask, I don't know what they're talking about. She's
This
yet to
is
be.
all. This, yeah,
I've
this is
yet to be
all for
caught.
entertainment purposes only. All this is scripted and
She's.
prepared beforehand.
I have the criminal side of this life, and I have yet to be caught.
So
I'm gonna keep that as a
what is the
blessing.
story behind Stormy? Like what is the background looking like?
So Stormy, I was born here in 17, and I grew up with a gang life. Family and friends were gangs.
Any particular
I never
gang?
joined. There at one point called GLG, Green Light Gang.
They do a lot of traffic violations.
They did a lot, yeah. Bank
They're
robberies,
the
traffic
road repair
violations. You know,
crew.
no big deal. Nothing too major.
You hang out at traffic slot. Can you imagine that a gang that just hangs out at the traffic light to rob you every time you stop?
And they
That
only
would be
rob
fun.
you when the light turns green.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Oh,
We,
that would be
we
so
don't
funny.
mean no disrespect. No disrespect. Don't shoot us. Don't shoot us out. We're just jokes, people.
They're gonna bust
But
in and just close us down in the middle of the Fat and
Yeah,
Spicy show.
yeah.
That's nice. Thanks, Jacob.
they might, they might join the chat in there. Um, but I turned over a new leaf. I went and joined police force.
Whoa, that's a big
And
leaf. That's a
yeah,
big turnover.
I had to leave my family. But that didn't work out because they got into some trouble and I had to help. So retired really quick.
Yeah, no. Corruption got the better of me.
Yeah.
It happens, you know.
Is it corruption or loyalty? I mean, she didn't really use
That's
her
true.
powers
Talk
to
to him,
do
let him know loyalty out there.
Yeah.
No, but don't you take an oath to be an officer? Didn't you swear to be loyal to somebody else, to the cause?
I swore to be loyal. Yeah.
So I mean,
They didn't
like,
say to who specifically.
Oh,
Citizens
you
of
guys,
17.
hey, you gotta specify those SOPs. Come on now.
Yeah,
I
They
swear to
said
obey
to
the law.
17.
Which law? The law of the land.
Loyal to
Street
our
justice.
community. I was definitely loyal to them.
That's crazy. I mean, so you're back on the other side of the tracks, huh?
I am. I got my crim wings back again.
Oh
We've
my
yet to be
goodness.
caught.
How do they
We're at
feel
the
about that?
cops.
How do they feel about you going from like gang to cop back to gang? I mean, is there any sour looks? Did you have to deal with any kind of punishment?
I did.
Shave your head like Laws over here?
Some definitely gave me some backlash.
Oh my god!
Really?
You got a stern
Yeah.
talking to.
Yeah, I did.
I mean, come on now. I mean, think about it. You have a gang member that hangs around, or even just a hang around, and all of a sudden, the next thing you know, they're working for the cops. Like
So they actually packed up and left me. They were
yeah,
upset.
no, I don't blame them.
So are you in limbo now, or are you still back with them, or what's going on with you?
I mean, I'll forever be a GLG baby. They know that.
Okay.
So they packed up and left. Oh, like they're left.
Yeah, they moved on.
Oh, I thought you meant they just left, like left you on the side of the
yeah.
road or something.
That's what I thought too. Like they just kicked her out. Oh shit.
Nope. They packed up and left. So I'll forever be a GLG baby, but we're looking for a new home.
They dig it.
And there you go, guys. If there's any gangs out there looking for a stabby stab type of person, allegedly. Look up Stormy. She's handy with the steel. We ain't talking about guns.
She's a regulator of a different kind.
Yeah, no.
All right, let them know.
So diving into the main thing of why we're here, in the whole the reason of the show on Mondays, guys. Don't forget Mondays. If you don't know, is our OOC shows, and for those of you who are new to roleplay, OOC means out of character. Just keep in mind, a lot of cities don't like it when you talk out of character in city, guys. So don't do it. There are different terms. There are different terms that you could say. If you need to do stuff. A lot of cities have those guides. Such terms being, if you need to go do something in your real life, you would say, I'm going to, what would you say?
You say you go in your head.
Yeah, go into my head, check my emails. I usually pull up my tablet and I just check my emails.
Yeah, I
That's what I
usually
do.
either
I
pull up
like
my
to pull my
phone
tablet
or
up.
pull out my tablet or be like, I gotta go to the ladies' room. I'll be right back.
Yeah, just sit down, squat in the bush. You know,
Squat in the bush is
immersive.
crazy.
I've done it. I've done it many
I've never heard
times.
that.
When I first started 5M, somebody said that to me. Said I got to be in my head. I had no fucking idea what they meant. And then they pull out their tablet and they just stood there. And is this part of RP? Are you? So I started talking to them. They wouldn't answer me back. Finally, she's like, "Okay, I'm back." And then it clicked with me. I was like, "Oh fuck! That means that you're not at your goddamn computer." Shit.
I actually don't like when people say, oh, I'll be in my head a minute. I'm like, I don't really like that. Like, go get on your phone or go to the bathroom or go.
I prefer, hey, I've got a message. I got a text.
Yeah.
Yeah, I usually tell them to check my emails and I'll pull out my tablet. Cause these emails is loud as hell, bro. Can't hear nothing. So that's crazy. But yeah, guys, and we are here with 17th Street. And we are talking with the one of the or the only head admin and the head event coordinator here, guys. So if you're from 17th Street, welcome to the stream, and we hope to entertain you guys. But let's dive into some of these big questions, that we always ask. 17th Street, what happened there? Like, what's going on? Was there ever a 16th Street, 15?
Nah, I think the name basically, like, the name has always been 17th Street RP. It came from Fancy, who is actually the owner. Big shout out to Fancy, by the way.
Is it Fancy?
Yep, King Fancy. He also has a YouTube channel. Everybody can go check it out as well.
Guys, go check it out.
King Fancy.
Yep, King Fancy. Like, he does a lot of
does he
reviews on
make you
different
guys
RP
like refer to him as
servers.
King when he's around? It's like
no.
loyal subjects.
Your king is here.
Your king is now before me.
But no,
he's
an
got like the
insanely chill
admin
guy.
power to make people bow. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Somebody make that man a script ASAP. Okay, so how long have you been in 17th?
Me personally, I've been in 17th Street since November last year.
Okay, and how long has 17th Street been like a city?
Like a city, 17th Street is actually relatively like we're going to turn 1 year this September. So like since September last year.
You were you were here when it kind of first started up.
Yes.
Okay, and how have you seen the city, grow since then?
Well, like we went through a lot of changes within the city. You can say within like the management of the city. Like within the admin team, within like the life in the city. Initially it was more till people find their groove and their RP and their actual story. Initially, like the city is usually a new city will always be a bit more, chaotic at first.
So was it more gang, shoot, cop, kill?
At the very first beginning, yes. However, with time, like people found their groove, and people formed bonds with one another and started to RP like really RP, and it was so nice to see, and especially like for example, most of us work, come out of work, sit down, and you make genuine interactions, and especially good genuine RP interactions, and you relax, feel nice about it, and especially when you're part of the admin team, that's also another thing. That when you see people happy and RP, you kind of feel a bit, how can I say, released from your work. Like you feel that that the hours that you put in into the city as well, pay off and people are happy. Which for me personally, is like the most important thing. And me, my entire admin team, like this is what we're striving for.
Gotcha.
Like,
And that's kind of the message of what you're pushing here in 17th Street is RP, right?
Yes.
Let me ask you this one question, Rocco. What do you consider to be RP? What do you consider to be great RP?
Oh, great RP can be many things from from how you talk. Like people sometimes use, very good voice changers, just to be in the nick of their character. From how you talk to how you act, how you dress, how you move, situations, how you present yourself to people. People creating their stories and their backstories, but for me, a good RPer is that person that actually creates his story and he actually RPs in that story. Like, according to the story of his character. That for me is a good RP. And of course, not breaking character, not talking OC and, not failing any scene you have with people, while talking OC. That, that's a general thing. But the main thing for me is that people, act according to their story.
And what about you, Storm? Yeah.
I agree with what he said. It's just not forced RP, it's the natural feel of some of the scenes that we've had to encounter. I've had some run-ins with some grannies, some grandpas, old men
Oh,
with
it's
missing
spicy.
legs. Very. Um, so just seeing them roll it out my first time joining the RP world completely. Just
And
seeing those gave me a different.
when was your first time joining the RP world?
Uh, it's been a year.
Yeah.
Almost a year.
What made you decide to try 5M?
I had some friends that were streamers and doing it, and I just thought it would be cool to test it out, and I
Is this
kind of
like your
got sucked
first
into the
experience
vortex.
into roleplay?
Yes.
Okay, so you've never roleplayed like in any other type of game or anything?
No.
Did you find it rather easy diving into it, or was it just like,
No.
I don't know what I'm doing. Somebody help
Nah.
me.
That was kind of where
So
I was with panic.
your first character, was it pretty much you?
Yeah. Yeah, my first character was me.
How
Not Stormy, but
yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, you like your first character took on your
Characteristics
personality,
wise,
your
yeah.
yeah,
character.
she
Yeah.
It
had.
was just you in the world,
She was just me in a world lost.
What taught you or brought you around to starting to build more interesting characters?
Aside from 17 being the main city I was in, I was paying attention to other cities too, and rolling out with them and watching how people would interact with me in 17. I got to see the failed part of it, and I also saw parts where it was like, oh wow, I didn't realize I was still talking to someone. I thought that was like their actual, person, when in all actuality they were just role playing with me, and so that was really cool to see the growth within people's role play.
Nice. That's
So I
awesome.
strive to be better like them.
Awesome. That's what we love to hear, especially on the Fat and Spicy show. There's one thing that Fatsy and I push more than anything else is take part in the RP and let you become the RP, let the RP
Hmm.
become you. That's awesome to see
Exactly.
somebody like yourself that actually took that to heart. Not from us, but you know what I mean, over time and has grown as an RPer. Awesome, dude.
Hmm.
That's outstanding. When you talking about the server, though, what do you think the balance is? This is for both of you. Um, between the lifestyles. You've got crim lifestyle, you've got the cop lifestyle, but then you have civilian lifestyle. People just like living their lives. What's the balance? Is there more cops, more crims, or more of the social people?
So you want to go first or me?
Yeah, you go for it.
Of course. Well, me being actually on both sides of things, at one point we actually had more crimes and civilians than cops in the city. Now,
Yeah.
for example, police and like government jobs like police, EMS, are balanced out with the amount of people we have, like as criminals and civilians. To be fair, we have even right now a bit more civilian lifestyle rather than having too many criminals.
It's about time.
like hardened criminals and gangs. We have gangs, but even the gangs right now are a bit more, how can I say, they became more cautious and more smart when they're doing the crim RP in a sense. Because
So
like the police force will make sure that, of course, when you go up against police force, you need to like be prepared. Because they have strategy, they have the cars, they have the weapons, armor and everything. So you have to be prepared when you go up against them. You have to be smart. You have to think it out.
So it almost forces a creative criminal RP. Is there much shooting outs in the streets and stuff like that?
Well, it happens from time to time. Not gonna lie, like shooting happens from time to time in the streets, but mainly it's how can I say? If let's say because recently, like I've been part of certain like police chases. Usually, it's the shooting might begin after the chase is like unbearable and like they can get out of police the police sites and they can escape them, and they try to resort to the last possible thing.
Okay.
We have a couple questions from the audience here.
Yeah.
Villain himself says, "I have a question, or I got a question to Stormy and the other guy, Nathan. How did the roleplay server grow, and like what steps did they take to make it that big?"
First off, how many members do you guys have?
Right now,
Yeah.
we actually relaunched the city. We like had a
Tsunami
had like
whitewash.
like a big wipe. Like we launched V2 of the city. We rebranded with an entire new economy of the city in general. More realistic economy. And where actually, the business owners of the businesses actually have to have their business plan in check, because like the salaries, for example, even of the employees of the business owners are not like paid automatically. Like the business owners have to pay the salaries of their employees from their business revenue. So, an actual business plan needs to be in check. You need to approach it from, more smart way, more business standpoint. You cannot hire 50 people because you will not be able to sustain all 50 people. Like your business will bankrupt, and then the government will have to seize the business and auction it again.
So you
for
really
example.
sustain the RP with almost like not an iron fist, I don't want to say, but you have control over like who gets a business, how they run it, how many people have them to
Oh
maintain
no,
the flow of the
everybody.
city. I mean,
Yeah,
more like
well,
in the flow of the city and not to keep it crowded. On a Tuesday night, though, how many people, like, say on an average Tuesday, how many people you guys got in city on a Tuesday night?
it's 5.
I'm sorry?
Between 25 to 35.
Nice. Very good. That's
good.
decent
That's
enough to
good
get some
numbers.
good
Yeah,
stories. Yeah, it's great numbers.
that's good numbers. Let me ask a
Yeah.
question about the actual role play here in 17th Street. What what are some of the things that you guys do differently, or that you like to kind of like take pride in and say this is what we do here? Anybody? If it's a question for anybody,
Yeah.
Really.
Whatever
Whether
comes
it's
to mind.
whether it's businesses like events and stuff like that, or how you kind
Actually,
of
events is
interact with the
something that
community.
Stormy actually can elaborate on that, because like we
Stretch these old
try
legs
to
around.
incorporate way more events now and make it more on a regular basis with people.
So, with
Fix my legs
everything
real quick.
starting over and
Don't mind if I
being
man
new,
spread.
we have been doing a lot more events lately. Just taking the community's perspective in and trying to make sure that we get the fun in it as well for them.
What are some of the unique events that you guys have actually thought about doing or have done?
We just finished doing a derby event.
Like Destruction Derby?
Yep, car derby.
I saw that in there. I was looking at it. I was like, that's amazing, because I love Destruction Derby. I just like hitting people with BDM. I can't get enough of it.
It was actually a lot of fun.
In one of our
um,
cities, Jacob used to have a smash event where you could show up and he'd put on some heavy metal music and you just get a bat and get to go smash it for what was it, like 30 seconds or a minute?
wow.
Yeah, so I would just so basically what I did was I spawned in props like breakable glass, TVs, radios, anything that you could actually break physically in the game, and I would just I had to reset. I could reset the props, so I would just reset them after everybody was done. But then I would just give them a bat, and they would come up, and I'd play some music, and they would just like a rage room, just go in there and just start breaking stuff.
It was one of the
Wow.
best events that we had in a while.
Sounds like
Jacob
fun.
loves destruction.
Yeah, I do. Can't help it.
I think it's safe to say they enjoyed the VDM aspect of that.
Don't we all? Sometimes
Yeah.
we just want to hit people. You just want to, get them. But sadly, there's laws in place, that we can't do that.
So we did that. It was followed by a KOS event afterwards.
What is
Nice.
KOS?
Kill on site.
Kill on site, man.
I don't know, bro. I'm not a criminal. I'm not a criminal.
What are you saying? I am. Sit down.
Ooh.
Sit down.
Ugh,
There you
look
go.
at that. Look at that. Let me prop my leg up on this couch like I'm a thug.
At the AFK out. It was followed by a KOS event. So
So
we have the
like a city
derby.
purge.
Yeah, basically. It was an open city purge, basically, where everyone could come and meet, and we did it in a maze. The KOS was in a maze, and they had to like find each other within the maze, and last guy standing kind of won, 20K.
Cool. That's very.
Go ahead.
I like that. I thought it was gonna be like a kill on site through the whole city. I was like, that's a little crazy, but hey, it happened.
Oh no. And we've had events like that in the past where it was an event like that through the city.
You just have to set up like safe zones, I guess, for people.
We just kind of made it clear to everyone, like, hey, this event's going on. If you don't want to be a part of it, either wear this color or get out of Dodge.
That's crazy. It happens though.
Yep. It
I
does.
think a lot of cities should do more things like that. And the only reason I speak that because when it comes to, from my personal perspective of things, now that there are so many servers and there's consistently a kind of a influx of servers every week, new people making their servers, buddies are just making servers. Even me with my purse calls, friends, I got like 5 people making their own servers right now. And it's just like, okay, so you make a server, what are you doing different? What is going to set you apart from every other server out there? And I think a lot of people need to actually put more time and effort into thinking about these ideas and these concepts of what's going to make you stand out from the crowd. Because if not, you're just another burger joint, right, next to the other burger joints selling burgers.
And I think events are a big deal too, because how many times and put some thought into the events. I've gone to events where it's like, oh, everybody's gonna show up here and we're gonna have all this going on. You get there, and then within 30 minutes, everybody's off doing their own thing again. It's like the whole event never existed. So, I think you got to keep people engaged.
Right.
So what
really think about
what I would propose, I mean, is like I think what should happen is more people should do city events more often, citywide events more often, instead of just the regular business events, and let the businesses, because they're always going to do those, and they're always going to do the kind of the same old things, what is it, date nights, trivia nights, stuff like that. It's always going to be the repetition of the same source, which is fun. But I think cities need to focus on citywide events where they have the ability to change the maps. They have the ability to bring in MLOs, bringing unique scripts for that particular day, and do that and give the city those and even those content creators, give them something to look forward to.
You're right.
Especially the streamers,
We've definitely thought in that aspect. I'm big on community, and I do love being at 17. So my first thought was, how can we, for all the new people that are coming in and wanting to be involved in role play, whether they're new at role playing or just new to 17, getting them involved with
Even
the
if you have like
businesses.
a script that just throws tomatoes, you can throw a tomato at your thing, or they, just having a thing, you up there on the stage, and everybody just tomato them.
Exactly. See?
Will you take some tomatoes for the community?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I receive a lot of tomatoes from the community.
Me
And I
either,
take the
yeah.
food for
You're
it.
receive a lot.
But that's part of the job, which I actually embraced with time. Like,
I think he's seen
I'm
his fair
used to
share of
it.
tomatoes.
Yeah.
But you're never gonna be able to make everybody happy, you know. And I
No,
think
Oh
it's
no.
impossible.
Yeah,
It's
no,
impossible.
no.
I think
There's
a
always
lot of people
someone.
lose their way. Yeah, they lose their way trying to please everybody. You're never going to please everybody. It doesn't matter who you
Yeah.
are.
That's
You know,
why
I think
usually I'm trying to have like this type of mindset, and I'm also, trying to make sure that my admin team as well is like thinking that way. That we have a specific vision of how the city will want to look like. Of course, we listen to the community, but at the end of the day, like, there's
you
always
don't want
these
to defer away too
naysayers.
far away from that. Yeah.
Yes, because there's always people that will complain and people that will not be happy. They'll be complaining. They will have, I want this, I don't like that. Bring back this, bring back that. But most of those people are not seeing like the entire bigger picture.
Exactly. A lot of people look at it from a self-serving perspective, where it's
Exactly.
what's good for me. What's good for me. What's
Yeah.
easier for me. And it's,
Right.
like I said, that's why a lot of times a lot of these servers, they don't last, because they're always trying to please this person. Well, now that you please this person's mad, and then they get so fluctuated and they just don't know. They lose sight of what they originally had in mind, and then they just end up like shutting down or going away. It doesn't last.
Exactly.
Stick to the core foundation of what you have. And if you're starting up a server, that is one of the main things. And I tell you that always have a good foundation, guys, because without that, no matter how high you build that building, it's not going to last.
Perfect.
We have another
I'm always.
question. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh,
No,
no, go ahead.
applause,
Go ahead.
From Jake, he says, "What makes you want to be angels and not just normal civilians? What do you enjoy about being, or what do you enjoy about the angel work?"
Oh, good question.
Yeah, do y'all use the term angels here? What do y'all use? And that the angel
Angels.
says, "Call me
Yeah.
what I am, a god."
Wings in the sky.
Yeah.
Honestly, I only joined this role to be a help to the community. I know being just a normal civilian and being one in city, I saw a lot of flaws that I wanted to help with. And a lot of times, in order to do that, you gotta kind of join the ranks. So what I like about it is that I can help people and see a different side of it for them as well. Know that they're being listened to and heard.
So do you feel like you had a lot of strong opinions, like going into it, on what you wanted to change? And do you feel like some of those opinions changed once you saw the other side, like once you saw the angel side of things?
Big time. It's extremely different. A lot of people don't see the background of it or how hard it can be when you have 1,000 things to do on top of just trying to be the normal role player. And so I think a lot of people have this idea that angels just can come in and
Do
poof of
whatever
a
they
finger,
want.
get it done, do whatever we want. And we have rules too. We can't use our powers unless necessary, as it should be. They don't exist to us until we actually need to use them. I know in the past a lot of people can say that it was abused, and those people aren't here anymore for that reason. So,
But you're always gonna have a couple of bad apples.
right, and
You gotta get them out of the patch.
it's not everybody; it's just some. And when they do it, that you get rid of them.
It's not everybody, Nathan.
Nathan.
Okay,
Funny how we
okay.
both looked at him right away.
Yeah, he's just over there quiet. He's like, I'm not
Over there
gonna
in the
say
corner.
anything on this subject.
I don't want to talk. That's funny.
Oh no, Nathan, do
But
you
it's a
feel like
fun thing to look into.
how long have you been? You said you've been a admin for about a year now.
No, like, I became an admin in late December, like very late December, very late December, early Jan. Was it actually Jan? I think it was basically Jan. It was in January, yeah. January this year, I became an actual admin. Initially, it was because I was part of PD. I became like the chief of PD, and the sole purpose initially was for me like to rebuild PD, which I managed to do. I bring even more people. Some people who were like high command in other cities, they came to our city to be in PD with me because they liked how I operated in PD in general. After we made the big tsunami and we did the wipe and everything, I had to step down a bit from PD.
Oh, you
a
did
very
you did
worthy
a
successor
cleansing?
took it over. You say
You
what?
did a big wipe. You did a big wipe, like a big cleansing of the city.
Yes, big wipe. That's why we're in V2 right now. It was V1 up until February, and like at the beginning of Feb, we reset the server and we relaunched to beginning of March. So we did like a big rework of the entire system with
Do
new
you
MLOs,
feel?
new scripts.
Have you ever? So you played both PD and Crim, right?
Yes. Right now, more on the Crim side.
Okay. Now, were you originally a Crim?
And originally, I was in PD. Originally,
So
I
did
was
you?
basically, yeah, I've been in PD in many cities before. Like I've been PD in another city where, I first was PD, and like FIB and all that stuff, and then so yeah, and I've been always high command, chief or whatever.
So do you feel like actually role playing in these roles, like a cop character and a Crim character, do you feel like that helps you better understand what the city could use and what it needs to be better or to take it to that next step?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Like because when you're in PD, you get to RP, but your RP is also limited in a sense when you're a police officer because you have to abide all these rules,
Yeah.
and everything. But when you're a crim, your range is more broad, and you see a bigger picture of and you see people how they act and what they feel because you're on the streets with them at all times, in the mechanic shops or whatever, and you get more of a feel, of
You
how
get more
people
of
are
a
acting.
feel.
Yeah, and
That's what
that
he
actually
said.
helps. I come on now.
What?
That's what she said. You should say that's what she said, not that's what he said.
My bad. My bad. You're right. That eclipse, man, fried my brain.
I didn't experience the eclipse. We here in Europe we didn't have the eclipse.
Oh man, you missed out. You missed
Saddening.
out on
You
the
missed
headaches,
out.
on the
Yeah.
Yeah,
brainwashing.
missed it out.
Big time.
So what I do want to ask is that, do you because there are a lot of servers, and I feel like there's a lot of servers out there that the admins go in, and once they become admins, they forget to role play. And it's not. Let me rephrase that. I will say this: it's not that you forget to role play; it's that you don't have time to role play. Right? It's hard for you to make time to actually role play.
That's the issue, right?
You
I
know,
had some friends that I
Yeah.
lost because they were
Yeah.
too busy being admins, and I didn't lose them, but we just drifted apart as friends because they couldn't play anymore. You guys,
Yeah.
how does that work with your RP?
It could be the same sometimes, honestly. So we've kind of trying to administer a thing where our people that come in and the server outside of city, your name is different from what your name is in city. A lot of them don't know who some of them are, so
Yeah.
they're still able to role play. For the ones that are known, like myself and Nathan, they could just hear our voices like, "Oh, we know who you are." Oh well, shoot. So we still try to keep the role play with them, and the community knows to try not to break role play. If it's something that you want to OOC about, submit a prayer or wait until the scene is over. But at least allow us to still role play it out. We still want to have fun just like them, So
Yeah. We're all just having fun together. That's what it's all about. Don't interrupt
Exactly.
my good time.
Exactly. We've definitely
So
had some scenes ruined because of it.
I was yeah, I bet. I was watching some of your city streams. How many do you guys have a lot of streamers?
We do. A lot of them aren't. They don't have their roles yet, but we do have a lot of streamers. Some of them are newer.
Spicy has low rolls.
What is it with you and the fat check today?
I
Dude, if
love
I
you,
take
man.
my shirt off, I'm like a
I
baby
love.
fish. You can see my
You're
inside.
smooth. I like it.
Baby fish is crazy.
No, for
You know
everybody
what
that
I
doesn't
mean?
know, Spicy has a 6 pack. Okay, guys, I've seen it. It's in the fridge next to his.
No, I've got a 2 pack. I've drank 4 of them during the show, man.
No, but real quick before we dive in, I did want to touch base back on that first that question we were just talking about admins not
Oh my
RPing
God, please no.
anymore. I do believe that it does affect the. Do you guys think it affects the community negatively when the admins themselves don't RP?
Yes,
It
I've had
does
that
from time to
experience
time.
firsthand.
So, like, cause do you feel like maybe if you were consistently just behind the behind the works and everything, and all you're doing is backstage stuff, do you feel like there becomes like a almost like a I don't want to say like a disassociation, almost a separation of like where you kind of forget what it's like to RP, so you don't have that connection anymore with that side of the community.
Yeah. Um, when I first started as an admin, there was the want to help, so I was very energetic and wanting to help. Um, but once the community knew who I was in city and that I had the powers, it became a hey, can I talk to you? Or hey, can you do this for me constantly? So then I could never actually role play. And after a while, you fly in just to do your job, and not to
Not to
be in the
have fun
city and role
anymore.
play.
Yeah,
You're no longer
because
having fun.
none of us signed up for that.
Yeah.
Exactly. So
So my question to that, and what I want you guys to kind of like take this with you guys, and think about it maybe a little bit, something that you could put up, um, or even start like a I don't want to say a movement, but what do you guys recommend? How could you fix that? How could you make sure that you're getting those quality RP hours with the community? The community that's there that wants you to be there,
Like,
RP wise, and not get burned out.
are you able to shut it off for 2-3 hours and just play?
Yeah.
yeah, a lot of us have multiple souls, in which the community don't know them. So we either fly in on those souls, or we on top of, we're big on take time away from the tickets and time away from your admin duties. So there's always someone that's still, you know, in city with their wings and doing the job. But a lot of times, a lot of us are just within our characters and just having fun with everybody.
Outstanding. Very good. You got to take care of yourself in order to make it fun, right?
Right.
I'm
You
trying
got
very
to.
hard to make sure that people don't know, for example, my crimson at the moment. Even though some already do, and some when they try to refer to his name, they're like, "Oh, it's Nate. I mean that other guy."
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it happens from time to time, but most of the people are. I'm still trying to keep it on a low as much as possible.
Well, we always try to encourage people. If they got a problem, put it in the ticket. Don't approach it. Don't approach staff members in the city
Yes.
because everybody's trying to RP just like you are.
Exactly.
That's why usually when somebody is like coming to me and trying to interrupt a scene, I just say put in a prayer and like trying to carry out the scene as much as possible.
But even that can be disrupting, right? Having to take time out
Yes.
to stop and say that. I mean, now all of a
Yeah, it
sudden
is.
it's
It
throwing you
is.
out of
It
that.
is.
There's this very specific mindset that you get when you start RPing like for real, Like when you're in it, Jacob and I, we've told this story 100 times. I'm not going to go over it, but we were in a scene that at one point was so interactive with me that I was sweating and shaking for real behind my computer. I'm 47 years old. I was 45 back then, and it was so intense that my palms were just liquid. You can't. And if somebody were to come up to me and say, "Hey, man, can we?" It would have snapped me out. It's that flow that you need. Yeah, don't guys, don't interrupt when there's a scene going on. That just, as far as RP goes, I will just say it's bad manners.
Yeah.
It's bad etiquette. It's bad RP etiquette.
It is bad RP etiquette.
Always remember, guys, if there's an issue, ticket. If it's something urgent, hey, if it's something you just can't deal with anymore, fly out, ticket. Simple as that.
That's it.
Yep.
Don't break the immersion for everybody else. We understand that there are problems, there are things that need to be discussed right away. But again, ticket.
You know, sometimes the issue that they're having, we're right there. So if we're right there, we're already handling the issue. We're just not breaking character to handle it. We could do it in the background without breaking our characters.
Nice.
Um,
The way it should be.
yeah.
But guys, we've actually reached our mark. I told you guys it's gonna fly by. You know, you guys didn't even know. But we are
Yeah.
gonna be.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
Time flies. Time
Yeah.
flies.
Yeah,
It
we're
does.
over
I
our
mean,
hour mark. Laws is sitting there giving us the frantic hand signals. It's okay.
it's
We
like,
hear
hey,
you. Calm
hey,
down.
hey. Throwing up gang signs
Nah.
on me, stacking on
I'm
me.
just chilling. Just chilling.
Yeah.
No, but I do want to ask you guys, and then I will let you guys speak individually. But here's a question for you guys, kind of like directed towards the viewers, towards the people that are looking for those forever 5M homes. That's kind of like what we dedicate our service to, is finding homes for the people that are trying to get into RP, that are looking to find a new city that's going to embrace them. But why 17th Street? Why should they choose you guys? Like, why 17th Street?
Community manager wants to start.
You
Go for
go
it.
for it. Nathan, start us off.
Okay, I'll start us off, I guess. Why 17th Street? Good question. What I can say is because I mean, we're not like a server of, 500 people, we're 50, 60 people, but, we start to get like with basically getting this, how can I say, like a family bond between one another. And even though you might have like some in-city beef, but that in-city beef that you might have with one person, people try again, like if you want to have an RP, a good RP scenario, like even if it's a B scene, like people will RP it out. So I mean, if you basically want to actually RP and have fun and have a good time and vibe with people, I feel like that they might find their home here. Plus, also, I am trying to keep the entire admin team in general is quite devoted. Like they're putting in hours, and to which I'm eternally grateful, because without them, I'm nothing. Like I'll be just this one guy that has like a head admin title that doesn't mean anything to me. Like the team that I have behind me that is like supportive, and I'm trying to support them and back them up at every single turn. Like that for me is gold, and I cherish it, and I try to protect them and back them up as much as possible, so they keep doing that amazing work that they're doing. And um, responding to all the tickets that we receive, because that, of course, it's not always pleasant, but they're responding to all them tickets in a very timely manner, and they're always on top, they're always on point. I love them to death as well. And everybody that is in the city, the guys that are also opening prayers and everything, I'm happy that we receive prayers, because if we don't receive prayers, then something.
Excellent. Outstanding.
And what about you, Stormy? Why 17th Street?
Um, Sorry. If you're new to RP and you just want somewhere to start out, I'd say 17 is where you go, just to meet new people. You will meet some aggravating people. You will meet some very chill people, and you will meet some questionable people.
I see.
You will get all
Hey,
aspects of it. Um, I say here is where you start, just so that you get a better understanding on how to role play, as well as having fun. Um, and if we can help that in any way, we will.
That's genuine. That's genuine, guys. So again, you heard it, guys. If you're looking for a genuine city, guys, to start, begin your wonderful trip into RP, into role play, definitely check out 17th Street, guys. These guys are they've been through it. They're veteran. They know exactly what they want out of their server, and I think you guys will definitely find what you're looking for. You know, here at 17th Street. Who's coming in? Who's coming in here doing crazy things?
Oh, we
Look at
love
these
that.
guys.
Man.
We got
We love
at these-
that.
Forever
Cryptic.
Cryptic sending out.
Oh, he's sending out the love. He's sending love. Look
We
at that.
appreciate you.
Love me,
Means a lot to
sexy.
us.
Definitely. Oh
All right,
my
well,
god.
I guess
We gotta get that guy on the show.
To say that's the key to our heart is bribery. Fat and Spicy fully support 17th Street. I can't do that. I'm sorry.
All right, under the table. Take that.
Yeah, we can't do that.
We love that. You know, we welcome that.
No, but guys, definitely, most definitely, guys. 17th Street. We will be back here hopefully Thursday. Am I right, Lowe's? Or
Yeah.
all right. So, guys, if you're looking, do we have a guest for Thursday?
Not yet. So, guys, we're still looking for that guest. If you want.
So, guys, we're looking for a guest for Thursday, and Thursday is our in character. So you'll be able to hear Spicy's unique little brochacho voice.
You know it. We'll save it for then. Laws, do you have a link to our Discord you can put in the chat there?
I put it in. I will put it in again.
It's in
Guys,
there
if
one
you're-
more time, guys. Get it.
I will tell you
get
this,
it.
guys. If you're in a gang, if you're in PD and you're in character, make sure that you check with your gang. Make sure you check with PD, and make sure it's okay for you to come on the show. Obviously, everything you say is for entertainment purposes. Anyways, we're just a bunch of liars on here. Nothing on here we say is the truth, except that 17th Street is
podcast.
amazing. Yeah.
Period.
We don't want anybody to get arrested as soon as they step out of the studio.
Right? Please.
You can wear a mask. You can do whatever you want. We'll hide your identity. Anonymity. What is that? What's it called? Anonymity? Anonymity?
Anonymity.
And then
I can't talk. You screwed it up for me, man. It's your fault.
Yo, Nathan, before we go, do you have anybody you want to shout out?
I'll shout out the entire city, 17th. Again, I'll shout out also Fancy for providing us with this place that we can call home, and putting in and investing his time and resources into the city.
Put it
also,
in the chat. All hail
huge
King
Fancy, and also a huge shout out to Cured Labs. This is our development team behind the city. Pete, amazing developer. This guy can create anything. Like, if anybody is looking for, like, he can do anything from scratch. Amazing developer. Big shout out to him as well. And the entire 17th Street community, my admin team, love you guys so much. And thank you for having me on the show.
Now, thanks for
We
being
appreciate
here, bro.
Thanks for being here. Yeah, thank you for combing your hair.
For sure.
Slick, by the way.
That thing is nice. Is that pomade?
Lots of gel.
Right? It's a bit of a gel, like.
It's bare fat.
I ain't gonna lie. I heard him hock a loogie in his hand a while back. He just,
Oh wow.
smeared it back. I was like, hey, whatever works.
We hadn't started
Ain't that
rolling yet,
bad,
but we
right?
might have that tape somewhere we'll put on our YouTube channel. You can check it out. Stormy,
All
what
right.
about
Well, I
you?
don't-
Any final shout outs you want to give out?
He said it basically. Thank you guys for having us on the show. Shout out to you guys for that. And the admin teams and developers, Fancy, of course, for giving us this opportunity to be able to do so and speak for the city. But yeah.
Hey,
Outstanding.
that's amazing. It's more than what I need to hear. Lowe's, let's get you some hair.
I have hair on, bro.
It's all right, guys. We appreciate it. Again, if you haven't liked, follow, subscribe, you can find us on Twitch and you can find us on YouTube, where you can also find Spicy. He does his own little thing.
Behind the
Spicy
pint,
one.
man. Yeah,
Behind the pint.
we just put up a new episode this week with one of our friends, Russell. He was on the show not too long ago, so he and I sat down and had a heart to heart. It's an OOC show, and we just talked about his life growing up without a dad and how he tried to find ways to fill that hole. It was actually a really amazing show. It was my pleasure to interview him, and that episode, as well as the one with Yusuf, who we referenced on this show, and one with our very own Phat, you'll find up there. So, guys, tune in to Behind the Pint. It's our new show on the Fat and Spicy channel. And yeah, if you guys want to be part of the show, get in our Discord and send us out. Whether you want to be part of the Fat and Spicy show or you have a life story to tell, something interesting, sad, traumatic, whatever it is, you can tell on Behind the Pint. So pop into our Discord.
That's it, guys, because Behind the Pint is more or less based on you know, the reminder that no matter who it is, there's somebody behind that screen, and that person has a story just like you. So we want to make sure that we are being friendly and respectful to everybody. You know, sometimes we get a little heated. Sometimes we say things we don't mean. We always want to make sure that we go back and we say, hey, you know, maybe I blew my top a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because again, we just, what's up?
I was just gonna remind Spicy that he has to do part 2 with you about your 5 wives.
We do
Like
have
five?
to do
5 wives is wild.
That is
5 wives.
crazy.
Wow.
Don't let him lie. Don't let him lie, Nathan.
Bro.
Nathan, don't let him lie. Nathan, don't let him lie to you. You want to be number 6? Nathan.
Oh wow.
Nathan, listen to me.
Well, you see,
I
what you guys don't know is one of them he married 3 times.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That makes more sense.
Right? She
It was
loves me. She
annulled.
loves me not. One of those things.
Yeah. Guys, we appreciate it. Again. Follow us, YouTube, Twitch. We love you. This has been Phat
And Spicy.
On Mondays, you can call me Jacob.
And Anson.
This is the Phat and Spicy Show. Now, back to what I was saying, dude. Lols has been freaking me out this whole time. I don't know what she did with her hair. If she cut it short, but it's little. It's against the grain. It's against the grain.